this week's Build Your Big Three.
I'm going to go with How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey.
Whoa.
What? You don't like the Grinch? It's a great movie. His heart grew five times that day.
Five times.
That's not the best
times.
one, though.
It's my number 2. I picked the Santa Claus
That's
movie
Dean's choice.
Yeah. What's your problem, bro?
He loves mid-90s comedy stars. The next one is whatever Sinbad had. I don't know. He had to have had a Christmas movie at the time.
Stop taking my picks. Sinbad takes Christmas.
He was in.
Mine.
Wasn't he in Jingle All the Way?
I don't.
Might have been.
He was the antagonist to Schwarzenegger. I'm confident. That's Dean's last pick.
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, and Schwarzenegger. You get two. That's a twofer.
Actually, I'm adding one to my list that I didn't have before.
It's actually Jingle All the Way.
Here we go.
Wake up with the Sleeper Boys podcast, hosted by me and my brothers Bill and Dean. On this week's episode, we get into some what happened over the last week, some failed gifts, Build Your Big Three, Christmas Movies edition. Of course, you got to delve into the dark during Dean's conspiracy theory of the week and lighten it up with a little Christmas fun during Bill's Balls Games.
Hi.
Wacky Bill back at it again. Get out of here, Bill. Dean. How was your week, man?
That was pretty good. I didn't really come across any like interesting stories. I did. I really didn't.
As I was hunkered in my bunker.
As I was hunkered down,
waiting on the apocalypse.
But I did go to a golf simulator over the weekend. It was pretty obvious that I hadn't swung a club since early October. That didn't make me feel good. I'm getting pretty sweet at golf these days, and I'm going to be a scratch golfer soon.
Very soon.
I'm only like 26 strokes away from being a scratch golfer.
That's not bad.
No, I mean it's been worse. That's for sure.
I was gonna say it can be a lot worse.
I used to average 140 on a regular basis. I just go out there
on 9.
just be swinging away, you know. But yeah, no, I didn't really do anything else. I just kind of hung out.
Would you shoot at the simulator?
We already talk about that.
Back to the old average.
Back to the old average. I did have a draw on one shot though. It was sweet.
Oh, nice. Turn the wrists over and everything, huh?
Yeah, checked out secondhand birdies over the weekend. just you know, checking out some discounted clubs. It's pretty sweet.
Great clubs at discounted prices, huh?
Great clubs at discounted prices. Get a Big Bertha, smack it. Got to test a couple of them at the simulator.
Really?
Did you get your clubs cleaned yet?
Not yet, but I was looking at them when I went to the simulator, and I was like, Nick, I might need you to give these bad boys a shine. They need to be treated nice.
Oh, the clubs too.
Yeah, get this shaft and balls, and then I'm gonna need you to hit this head cover. If you know what I'm saying. Pull the head cover off, and
hello. They call that Little Bertha.
Mini Bertha.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see what your thoughts are on his cleaning services.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure it's high quality at a discounted price.
I mean, that's probably true, right?
Yeah.
It looks like looking it up here real quick. A featured products this week is the Tommy Armour 10-degree driver. It's a right-hander for $19.99.
saying you can get it.
Not bad, not bad.
Club for, I mean, just for nothing, even if it's just to just try it out for yourself, you know.
I mean, like, I've not just because they're like a friend of our show and stuff, but I was like, dude, I'm really thinking about getting on there and maybe grabbing a. I know I haven't golfed in like 2 years either, but it makes me want to. It legitimately makes me want to go and like maybe grab something and take it to the range. And I'm like, dude, honestly, $20. Like, I'm not just. I know it sounds like I'm just like out here promoting, but like $20 to try out a driver like that. I mean.
Yeah,
I'd rent it for a month for $20 just to try it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So
I mean, it looks
Oh,
like they
that's
got
cool.
a nice top flight putter here. It's like $14.99. It's a right-hander.
Yeah.
Looks pretty nice, honestly.
It's like, and if you're on there and you like it, it's just go ahead and buy it. It's already at a pretty decent price as is. And once it's gone until he gets, more inventory in.
sure.
So, it's like if you see it and it's available, it's just like you might as well just go for it. And so you're not breaking the bank by any means,
Well, exactly. Like that one's $15. It says you save like $25 just ordering it from him. So that's pretty cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely checking out secondhandbirdies.com.
Heck yeah.
Quality clubs at discount prices.
Not cheap.
Well, there
It's
you go.
discount.
Not cheap.
No,
clubs
not cheap.
at all. Dean.
Just discount.
Week was pretty good last night. Charlie had a Christmas concert, her first Christmas concert, and it was kind of cool. I mean, it's one of those things where you're watching your kid grow up, and it's one of those firsts. It's like one of the only firsts, but it made me think about my first like band concert, right? And like at the time, I was like, man, we killed it. You did really well. And then which back then you didn't say kill it.
Did you hear the crowd out there, guys?
Yeah. And
They were dying for it.
I remember seeing the recorded video from it, years later and whatnot. And you hear the typical fourth grade squeak and things like that with instruments. And like I was watching Charlie's last night, and I'm like, man, her first concert went so much better than my first concert. Like everything was like, they had good music. That's the thing too about like living in this age. You know what I mean? Like they wouldn't have done that back then. Like you're gonna have to sing that with a piano. There's no music backtrack to that.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, I got what you're saying.
Yeah, so I just kind of chuckled because like I remember the first concert and I was just like, yeah, we did so well. Everybody loved us. you like look at last night and the video is just, but the other thing with the whole Christmas coming up here this week, when everyone sees or listens to this, is the radio station I listened to in Grand Rapids. When I listened to the radio, they did holiday break-ins today, which they get nominations from people in regards to like, someone needs help or whatever the case may be. And like, I'm always like, I guess this goes into
Get a job.
Yeah.
That's the kind of guy you are.
I guess this would fall into the manly things, but you hear some of these stories and you just kind of like there was one today that just like on the verge of just tearing up because, they're like, well, this could be their last, they're like 4 kids and a mom, and they had to move in with the aunt because they lost everything. And now the mom has terminal cancer, and this could be the last year that they have a Christmas with them.
Yeah.
And just like it, puts things in perspective. And like, I just wanted to say, like, I appreciate not just you guys, like I appreciate you guys, but like my family and everything that goes along with
You guys are
Christmas.
all right, but
Yeah, I mean, you guys are quality clubs at price. No, I do appreciate you guys. I
we're your
appreciate it.
second-hand birdies.
You're my second and third hand birdies. No, but I do appreciate you guys. I appreciate the podcast and actually the people listening. So I just wanted to say that because it kind of put things in perspective today. So
Is this
that was
also
my-
the day that you started dating guys again?
Jesus.
I want to add to that because that's actually like what's the word I'm looking for? It's understandable that would make you tear up. I
I thought you were
almost
gonna say
cried.
incredibly homosexual.
I like sometimes like I find myself as I've gotten older that in my feels when I see stuff that now. And I actually I think it was on Thanksgiving. I was watching a Lions game and that commercial with the AirPods came on. Did you see that one where it was the dad had been deaf for so long, and then these AirPods now are starting to become, you can use them as hearing aids, and he puts them in, and all of a sudden all the memories of his daughter like growing up and he couldn't hear anything, and that like now he's hearing all the voices. It actually kind of I don't know why it cut me deep like that, but I was like, oh, that's so sweet. You know what I mean? Like how heartwarming is that? You know what I mean? Like, and that, so like to hear you say like, oh, like it's unmet, like, yeah, no, that's I almost like when like an 8-year-old girl like singing gets the golden buzzer and they like flash to their parents and they're like crying. I'm like, oh,
dude,
I'm so proud of her too. She did it.
Fall.
She did it. Like legit too. Like I'll be like, oh.
There was a Christmas telethon on the Christmas music station up here, and it was for the Children's Hospital for Helden DeVos. And I had just gotten in my truck after work, and my truck was on, and it was this story about how this little girl they were on vacation. She started limping, and or it might have been a little boy. I don't remember which, but started limping. They took him to the doctor, and he was diagnosed with leukemia, and he was like 3 years old, right? And the mom's telling the story, and like she went home, and the grandma like stayed there. She was like, get some rest and whatnot. Like, this had been progressing for a while, and she got a call from the mom and said, hey, it was a little boy. He's not keeping his mask on, his oxygen mask on. He's being real fussy. Could you come down? And she's like, yeah, I'll come down. So she's getting ready. And like 5 minutes later, the doctor calls. And he's like, how fast can you get here? And she's like, I don't know, 5 minutes. She's like, he's not breathing. You need to come down here right now. And so like they started wheeling him, and she like, obviously flew there. And dude, this part gets me every time. I had she's walking with him on the bed, and they're passing a window, and the sun was out, and she says to him, it looks like a really nice day looks like a really great day to play outside today with the dogs. And like he came to life for a second, and then like 30 seconds later he died. And the mom's telling the story on this telethon, and I'm just like, oh my god. like tears, like like it just puts things in perspective, because you put yourself in that situation. And that's why I brought this whole up, because it's just like I do appreciate you guys, and I appreciate everything that we've done, and the people who listen and watch. You know, it's not a lot, but it is what it is. You know, I appreciate everyone that does that. So, and Adobo Boy and secondhand birdies.
For sure.
Of
Adobo,
course.
you didn't.
Anyways, sorry, I know that went off, but it's just it's a lot to be thankful for.
I mean, no question, right? No question.
That's-
I'll
that's what I
leave
got.
it. I'll leave it. I had plenty of things to say. I think I should leave it. I think that's very nice. A very nice sentiment. And yeah, I mean, the older you get, the more
Were you about to go off? Were you about to roast me for the next?
no,
5
no, I
minutes?
wasn't. I wasn't. I just had comments, you know, that didn't need to be said. I
I'm so thankful for you.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that stuff gets you know, the older you get, I mean, for sure, it gets to you a little bit more, man. I mean, it is what it is, you know. I don't know. I think you just have more life experience and you see how things go, and you're like, you know, you just feel things a little bit more because you understand. I think more than anything, I
Right.
think you just kind of understand the feeling of what's going on. But I don't know. You know, the last week or so has been okay. I mean, dude, I was really sick for a couple days. Last couple days. Today is the best I felt in probably three days. I mean, the last 3 nights, I've legit woken up like every hour of the night.
Mm.
Just I don't know, like you know, body aches or had to go to the bathroom. Just like every hour, it was just incredibly frustrating. It left me tired every day. And I did take 1/2 a day off of work during that time. Just because it was like I couldn't make it, like the worst day of the 3. But I mean, what are you gonna do, man? I mean, like stuff has to happen, you know. And so you just kind of got to keep plowing on. And a lot of places I go and people I talk to, they're always like, you know, you're ready for the holidays. You know, you're ready for Christmas. It never feels like you're ready. I don't know. You know, I got kids, man. And it's just one of those things. And I think about like the presents and stuff. And it made me think of like presents I was excited to give. And I always think of one particularly when I think of this because I mean, I must have been 8 or 9 and we were able to pick out some stuff that year individually, and I was super jacked for this present I got for Bill.
Mm.
Like, I thought this was good. I was like, I can't believe it. Like, this is the gift, right? I thought it was the bee's knees. I don't know what what it was Bill, you probably remember the gift. It was a Jim Harbaugh. You remember we were like, if I was like 8, you would have been 10. Jim Harbaugh, like 2 like action figure kind of guys, like one where he's in a Michigan action figure, and one where at the time he played for the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like a football card in between. It might have been a Michigan card, I can't remember, or it could have been a Ravens card. But it was like the 2 action figures and then the card in the middle. And I remember seeing, I'm like, dude, that's it. Like, that's gonna be the sickest gift of all times. I don't know why. It just I mean, now it makes more sense than then, honestly. But
Right.
it might have even been Colts instead of Ravens, but it was one of the 2. And I remember just hyping it up too. Like, just being like, dude, I was like, dude, I got this one you're gonna be super freaking excited for. You know, we were like little kids. We shared a room at the time. You know, I think you even were in the room by then. Yeah, it was at the Pink House, I think. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So I think we all shared the room at the time. But I remember talking to Bill and like he was trying to get me to tell him a present. I'm like, dude, that's just one I can't say. There's presents you can give away, dude, but this is one you just. I can't let the beans out on this one. Then he opened. He was like, "Oh yeah, that's cool." You know, I was like, "Oh, yeah," you know.
Yeah. I didn't think you'd like it that much. I just, I knew you'd enjoy it. Kind of.
No, I didn't feel bad about it. I just thought you were gonna be super pumped for it. It just in my head, I just thought that was it. You know, because like he was an old school, great Michigan guy, had the football player guys with it and the card, and him as a pro. I just to me as an 8-year-old thought like, oh, dude, that's sweet, right? I mean, it all added up. Huh?
I hated that gift.
You weren't super jacked. I mean, you're just like, oh, okay, you know. And I was like,
just kidding.
oh, okay, yeah,
I do remember that.
yeah. But I didn't know.
It was Colts. I think it was.
It might have been. I couldn't remember if it was Colts or Ravens, but it was one of the two. I mean, and so I didn't know if there was any gifts that you guys ever gave that you thought were going to have. I have another one in my head. It was a Christmas gift, but that you thought was going to hit and it didn't. Actually, I probably have a better story than that one for it, but I didn't know if you guys had one of those.
I'm not good at gift giving. I suck. I think we talked about this last year. I think I said I sucked last year too. I'm just not a great, like, for one, I procrastinate.
Yeah.
Last minute. And then two, like, okay, I know. So this isn't going to fall under a gift that I got that didn't get a bang that I thought it would. But at one point I thought I brought this up. I think it might have been one of the first episodes of Wake Up.
It wasn't for your old lady, was it?
It was. It was. I
really thought he was going to get a bang out of
that. Yeah, well,
he's lucky to get a handhold.
I was looking in Meijer and I looked up and I'm like, man, she would really like that gift because she's like a practical gift person. Like she tells me all the time, she's like, the one year you got me a hair straightener, it's like one of the best gifts you ever given me. Low bar, but you know,
that's an everyday use.
Yeah.
And if you get a nice one, that's a great gift.
I always look for things like that. Well, I took it too far because I was like, oh man, like I bet she would really like it. Was a pan. I stood there and I looked at it and I'm like, I can't give that to her as a gift, Bill. What are you doing? Like, happy birthday. Here's a pan.
I mean, was it a hex class?
What are you gonna cook me?
Yeah. What's the first thing you're gonna cook me in that?
Like, there's no way I can do that. The fact that it even crossed my mind, that just proves like I'm just not.
Hey, I'd take a pan.
Yeah, right.
I'd take a good pan any day.
Birthday?
Oh, on her birthday?
Christmas is one thing because you could get like multiple, like 2 gifts, I guess, but like still.
As long as you don't hype up the pan, right? Like I did with Harbaugh. I could tell you other stuff, but this one,
you're gonna love this gift.
I gotta watch you open that.
It's just I just wrap the pan part, the handle sticking out.
Take a guess, babe.
You'll never guess. We should put that baby to work right now. Huh?
Not gonna spoil the surprise, but I think you're gonna be cooking tonight.
I think you're gonna be cooking tonight.
You won't be able to stop yourself.
Gosh, it's hilarious.
Oh, what's that? Is that steaks in your other present?
You might want to put the other present on that pan right now because it's ready to
Why don't you get that present preheated?
You need to The other one. Check your stocking. There's some seasonings in there too.
All my favorite seasonings.
Not even our favorite seasonings.
I know your favorite thing to do is treat me, so.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
You didn't
That's
get the
funny.
pan.
I didn't get the pan.
You
No.
didn't get the pan. Was it a hex clad?
No.
Well, then, yeah, it was a good call. I mean, that is legit nice stuff,
The hex clads are
right? I mean, yeah. I mean,
Right,
if I
but-
get a hex clad pan, I mean, I might give you a handy myself. I mean, I don't know.
You gotta get me a set for the spit though.
Well,
was
You
curious
set it
about
up. I
that.
had to.
Yeah, you had to. Dean, you got any that you could think of?
Honestly, I can't like. It's funny, like, because I know I've bought gifts in the past, but I can't remember. Like, I was actually thinking about this the other day. That like, in my last relationship, I don't remember ever like buying a Christmas present. Like, I don't remember it. I know I did, but I just don't remember what it was or what it, or even what like it's. I guess I'm just. I don't know. I'm usually when I'm shopping, I'm a lot like Bill. Like I procrastinate, but I'm too picky about what I'm getting, and then I'm in the store for hours because I'm like I just can't decide because I want to get the perfect gift, like what exactly they want. So I'm always in the store for forever, and I hate it. I hate it so much. I really just hate going to the store in general. I don't like it. I just don't like it. Too many people. But yeah, I can't even remember like I don't think I've ever bought a gift thinking, oh yeah, this is gonna be the showstopper this year. I don't know if I've ever bought a gift thinking it was gonna be the best gift they got. I really don't.
I've got two more of those in mind. We'll have to save them for another time because there'll be some juicy ones. You just have to remind me next year because
Got him.
there's pretty good. Bill's one was one I was thinking of when I brought this up, but there's another one for a girlfriend when I was 16. That would be a good one, maybe just for another episode. But I don't know, man. What's that?
I mean, you could tell it.
I could, but it's good for next year. A cliffhanger for the people till next
Cliffhanger.
year.
Keep on watching.
Super fan Quillet.
He might just bring it
Quill's
up
like,
randomly.
what
Who
could
knows?
it be?
This is like The Rock and Cena, one time only. You gotta wait a full year for this.
you got to for the second in a lifetime.
Yeah, a second in a lifetime, once in a lifetime. 3 times. in a
Oh
lifetime.
man, I mean, I'll tell you what, man. I mean, there's a lot of bad gifts you could give, but you couldn't go wrong if you went ahead and gave him the gift of some adobo at the one and only Adobo Boy.
Yes, sir. Adobo Boy, the official sponsor of Wake Up with the Sleeper Boys podcast. Dean, Eddie, and myself, Filipino Americans that love delicious Filipino food. And Adobo Boy delivers just that with their amazing food and vibes that are unmatched in the food industry. Not only do they have delicious food, they also go against the grain of a traditional restaurant and tinker with their menu to bring you an amazing variety of Filipino cuisine. Their menu rotates weekly, so there's always a reason to come back to try more authentic Filipino food. One dish, well, the lunch dishes that you can count on. First one is Kuya Collins Chicken Adobo, which is a Filipino classic with tender chicken, braised, soy sauce, vinegar, and coconut milk, served with quail eggs, Jackie's papaya salad, and cucumber slices over rice. There's also lumpia and fish eggs and whatnot, but there's one adobo that we truly like, which is Red's pork adobo, and Dean will let you know what is on that bad boy. Take it away.
What's a good boy?
Adobo K. It's no, didn't hit. All right, we're moving on. We're gonna try next. Adobo, you did.
Adobo K.
Adobo, you didn't. Anyway, tender pork braised in soy sauce and vinegar on a bed of rice with Jackie's achara or papaya salad with some cucumber slices and a fried egg on top. I eat the ingredients separately as Ace recommends, or you can mix it all up together like Bill and Ed both do. It's delicious either way. It's worth buying two just to try it for yourself.
2. Get a couple.
Agreed. That is agreed. Sorry about that. My bad. Thank you, Dean, for that delicious description of Red's Pork Adobo Bowl. So, if you are into trying new and different foods, or just like some amazing adobo and vibes, stop in and say hi to owners Ace, Jackie, and Red, who are amazing people who genuinely care about your experience. Eddie, speaking of experiences, give the people a little walkthrough of that experience.
A little walkthrough of an incredible experience. You kidding me? I mean, yeah, you're going to walk right through. If you walk by, you will stop because you're going to walk right in. I'll tell you that right now. You're going to walk in because you're going to smell those aromas just coming from right outside the door. You're going to walk inside. You're going to see the friendly people. You're going to stand in line. You're going to get up to the register. You're going to be greeted by somebody who's happy to see you. You're going to order amazing food. And after the time you finish your order, if you just say Wake Up Podcast, they're going to give you 5% off your entire bill. That's 5% off your entire bill just by saying Wake Up Podcast. You're going to get that food. You're going to eat it. And you're going to be like, why didn't I do this 1,000 times before? So again, just a quick walkthrough. You go in, you smell the smells. It's going to be great. You're going to feel the ambiance. It's going to feel great. You're going to talk to the people who are going to be great. And then you're going to say, Wake Up Podcast, get 5% off, which is going to be great. Then you're going to have the food and you're going to be like, dang, that was amazing. So for all that, you get the aromas, you get the ambiance, you get the great food, and you get 5% off just by saying Wake Up Podcast. It's truly a deal you can't beat.
It's all great. The adobo's great.
It's the greatest deal. Dang it.
So if you want that great 5% off, you want that delicious, great adobo, and you want those great, amazing vibes, Adobo Boy is
Make your
open.
adobo great again.
Adobo Great Bo. Took that one from Dean.
Wait, what?
I don't know. I was trying to make up
Dean's a hardcore MAGA guy, for those who don't know. For those who don't know, Dean is hardcore MAGA. And that's why I have to work the word in great to
Let's
every episode.
Everybody needs to settle down. You're a disgusting person. So much potential. So disgusting.
So, anyways, Adobo Boy is open for lunch Tuesday to Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and for dinner, 5 to 7:30 p.m. And they are going with a breakfast every other week. And that would be on Saturdays when they do breakfast. They're not having a dinner service. So you need to go to adoboboygr.com to check for official menu options and official times for when they're going to be open. So with that said, they are located, if I'm just like, located 3740 28th Street Southeast in Kentwood, Michigan, inside the Amazing Myanmar restaurant. Amazing Myanmar and Adobo Boy are two restaurants in one building. Adobo Boy is right there for you. So get there, get fed, get happy. It is always better at Adobo Boy.
Wow. That's great. It's great, man. I didn't mean to piece those together like that, but I guess it worked out. I mean, when you're talking about making adobo great, you can talk about making the holidays great. And the only way to do that is to put yourself a nice little Christmas movie, which brings us to this week's Build Your Big Three. Christmas Movies Edition. For those who don't know, Build Your Big Three is a snake style draft where we draft up 1, 2, 3, then back down 3, 2, 1. So we build our big three. And this week, again, we are building our big three Christmas movies. The order this week is myself. Let's see.
I went first last week, I think.
So Bill, then Dean. Yeah, myself, Bill, then Dean. And then it'll go back down. Dean, Bill, then myself. As the snake style draft goes. So, round one, pick one. I am on the clock. I feel like I have to take this. Otherwise, it's gone soon. I mean, there's all the options left on the board right now. I have a tough choice. I mean, I feel like I pretty much have no choice. Not no choice, but it is a great movie and it plays all the time now, but I still enjoy it. I got to go with Elf.
It's a good one. It's classic.
Super funny. It's still funny, surprisingly. I mean, I guess I don't watch it every time. I don't have cable, right, or satellite, but it's on. Even when I had that, I'd still watch it. It's a must-watch once a year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a classic. It made itself a classic. Hilarious. So, Elf, round one, pick one.
I'm going to go with Bad Santa.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's the second, though. That's a good one.
That's because Bill's also a big Gilmore Girls fan.
Yeah, huge. I cry every episode.
All right. All right. A lot of good options left on the board here. Lots of good options.
Not many left. Not for you.
No, you're right. Not for me. Well, I thought this one would already be off.
Frosty.
I'm gonna go with no. But I'm gonna go with the Santa Claus movie with Tim Allen. The first one, I guess.
Oh, that makes sense. Dean likes Coke. For those who don't know,
almost like to party a little bit.
That was Tim Allen's Coke heyday, and that's why Dean loves that movie so much.
Yeah,
just for those who don't know.
And then I'm gonna go with How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey.
Whoa.
What, you don't like the Grinch? It's a great movie. His heart grew 5 times that day.
5 times.
That's not the best one, though.
It's my number 2. I picked the same.
That's Dean's choice.
Yeah. What's your problem, bro?
He loves mid-90s comedy stars. The next one is whatever Sinbad had. I don't know. He had to have had a Christmas movie at the time.
Stop taking my picks. Sinbad takes Christmas.
He was in. Wasn't he in Jingle All the Way?
I don't.
Might have been.
He was the antagonist to Schwarzenegger. I'm confident. That's Dean's last pick.
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, and Schwarzenegger. You had 2. That's a twofer.
Actually, I'm adding one to my list that I didn't have before.
It's actually Jingle All the Way. Bill, round 2, pick 2. How you feeling on that?
All right. There's a lot of good ones left on the board here.
How dare you?
But I got to go with what I like, and
sure.
I mean, I like them all.
I'm gonna go away with something I like.
A lot of nostalgia for this one is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the
claymation.
The 64 version.
Wow.
N64.
I wish.
Wow. Terrible pick.
Yeah. Okay. I thought How the Grinch Stole Christmas was bad.
What's wrong with the Jim? That's the best one. The live action version.
Oh my gosh.
You didn't like it? I love it.
No, it's good. I didn't say it was bad. It's just the cartoon one's better.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know if you're.
You guys want to fight real quick?
I said
that'd be sick.
I'm gonna go get my
God.
singlet on.
You guys just fist fought for a little while over the Christmas movies, dude. That would do something for us. I tell you.
Just through the webcam.
Oh well, I'll tell you what. You guys truly left a lot of great options on the board.
There are some really good options.
You guys actually did leave pretty much all the good movies that left. I thought I was gonna have tough. Now I have a tough decision because there's only good movies left to choose from. I'll go with Die Hard.
Not
Not a Christmas movie.
It is.
Just because it came out on Christmas doesn't make it a Christmas movie.
It is. There's Christmas hats in it. There's snow. There's Christmas lights.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was on a list recently of like top 100 Christmas movies too.
I did see
Not
that.
never
mean-
exist.
Huh?
Top 100 Christmas movies that never exist.
I could leave Die Hard out and still have a better list than you guys. That's what's sad about this.
No.
You guys are making me sick.
You took the basic white girl pick with Elf at number 1. Pick one, round 1.
That's everybody's great pick. Tell me you wouldn't have taken it.
Quillet wouldn't have.
Not at number 1, but
I'm not asking Quillet because Quillet is probably in like claymation Rudolph for sure. Probably claymation abdominal snowman and I don't know, something from 1922.
Ten Commandments Part 2.
Yeah. Hell on earth. Which is funny I say that because my last pick is one I actually do watch every year that nobody else watches with me because it is old and it gets me every year. You guys were talking about being emotional earlier. This one gets me every year. It's a Wonderful Life. And now they have the color, like in color. I used to watch it in black and white before, but now they have like on Prime. You can watch it in color. It's old, it's outdated, but it's still a good story. It's one of the classic Christmas movies of all time.
Another loser.
That's why I had to go with Die Hard before it.
Don't worry, I don't think. Dean, were you taking Die Hard?
No, I wasn't.
I didn't even have it on my list because it's not a Christmas movie.
I did have it on my list.
Well, that shows why we should blank your guys' screens out so you guys can go make out for a little while, and then we can come back and finish the rest of the draft.
on my list. And we're brothers.
I almost said that
I
earlier,
didn't say
but
Die Hard wasn't a good movie.
It's okay if we make out because we're brothers, dude. Don't be weird about it.
Okay, third one.
I'm comfortable with myself.
I mean,
bro.
he's not wrong.
Third pick. Let's go with Home Alone.
That's like saying Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie. Home Alone 2, I might give you more. First
Lost in
Home
New York?
Alone, yeah, because
I'll
he
take
goes
that
to
one.
the
I like
toy
Home Alone
store.
2. Home Alone 2.
I like that. I like that movie better. Anyway,
I do too. I like the Pigeon Lady.
you like yeah? Well, at the end,
Well, perfect. That opens me up for. I'm going to take Home Alone. I'm just kidding.
That's fine.
Honestly, my third one, I'm gonna take I'm just gonna take because of what I heard about it, but I'm gonna go with the Polar Express with Tom Hanks. Did you see I'm not picking it because I really loved that movie, but I'm picking it because it was the first movie they ever made where Tom Hanks like had a bunch of those like animated, like it was the first movie where he played every character and like it was all his movements and all his, like a lot of like 8 or 9 of the characters were voiced by him. And it was really cool to just see him. And he was like physically doing like the real acting work. but it was,
and that
obviously
makes it a great
animation.
Christmas movie.
I mean, if you want me to be honest, I was going to take Friday After Next. So,
Oh, I didn't even see. Now I should be ashamed.
pimpin'.
I didn't even have that on my list.
That's my real number 3. But the Polar Express is really was really cool. If you go and look at that stuff.
Okay. So we go on. You guys get some honorable mentions while I go through our list. I'll start with my list first. I had the first pick. I went with Elf, Die Hard, It's a Wonderful Life. Bill had Bad Santa, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the claymation one, and Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Dean had The Santa Claus, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Jim Carrey edition, and The Polar Express because of Tom Hanks's motion capture body.
Was he the bear? It was like,
Dean, you had the last pick.
He was like all the
If you got some honorable mentions, why don't you let us? Why don't you get in there?
well, I already said one Friday After Next. Frosty probably deserves to be in there, the animated version. Nightmare Before Christmas, which you could put as either or for holiday wise anyway.
I'm with you. Bill?
4 Christmases with Vince Vaughn. There's another Vince Vaughn Christmas movie that I don't remember the name of.
Fred Claus?
Yes, thank you.
Red Claus.
That's on my list of honorable mentions.
That's
that's a good one.
and then one that I don't think anybody has, but it always reminds me of when watching this as a kid would be Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Sure.
The one where, like as a kid, it kind of scares you, but it's just like, I don't know. It's just a nostalgia thing.
Oh no, I really enjoyed that as a kid too. I mean, we watched that every year. I mean, pretty much. I had Christmas Vacation, right? That's a good one. That's a classic for a lot of folks. And next to, I actually had crossed out A Christmas Carol and wrote in Scrooged instead, the Bill Murray Christmas Carol one. Because as an adult, I just enjoy that one a lot more now. I would still watch the Mickey Mouse one. Was it Mickey Mouse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Tiny Tim.
Wasn't it the Ducks?
He was the father to like Tiny Tim. And Scrooge was Scrooge McDuck.
Scrooge McDuck, yeah.
And then Goofy was like one of the ghosts.
Dude, I wanted that whatever. I mean, what is he looking for? A Christmas duck to eat? Whenever they showed like that glisten, I'd be like, dude, I wish I had some of that. I'd be like, oh my gosh, there's no shot I could get even a piece of that. At those times, dude, I'd be like, dude, if I get a whole leg of that thing, I'd probably die right now. Instead of me getting a freaking kick to the shins under the table. Don't even look at it.
Each beat.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, fun times. Yeah, no, those are great lists, man. I mean, a lot of good movies. I mean, it's obvious that if people had to choose, like my list would probably be the one because of the eclectic mix and
I've never
just the
seen
nice nature.
Life.
Yeah, I mean,
loser.
You'd have to really give it a chance because it is dated now, right? It was made in 1946. But
it's a lot of
the
subtle
the story is good. I mean,
sexism.
It's pretty much all white people.
Right.
Yeah, it's dated.
Put a
for sure. The story is good. Yeah. The story is.
Oh yeah,
it's a good story.
A Christmas Story. We didn't put that in there as an honorable mention, unless one of you guys said it.
No, yeah.
Can you
Christmas Story?
describe A Christmas Story? What happens in that one?
I don't know. I've never watched it all the way through. I know
I
I'll probably get some hate for that, but
no, that's fine.
it's the one where
because,
the kid licks the pole, and
yeah,
that's the scene I
Oh,
can
that
remember.
movie.
He's
Yeah. It just
Blonde kid
wasn't.
with the glasses.
I think you
Kate's
had to
family
be
watched
grown
it.
up in the 80s.
Kate's family watches
It was
every year.
my family. Yeah, a lot of people. I know a lot of people.
I've never
watch
been
it
into
for
it either.
Mm.
I guess that's us, right? I mean,
tried.
I've never just been entertained by it.
I
I've
always
seen
fall asleep.
when cable was the thing, like I'd see pieces of it every year.
Mhm. Yeah,
And I think I tried to sit and watch through it all one year on TBS or something, and it was just like,
yeah.
I don't even think I did. I don't.
Every time.
Yeah, just wasn't into it.
I've
I
been
mean-
with Kate for almost 10 years now. I still don't think I've watched the whole thing through. And they literally watch it every year. It goes on their TV every year for Christmas, which
I
is
mean,
fine. I
sure.
mean, but
Yeah.
just one of those things. It's kind of like a lot of people who love Caddyshack.
I like that movie.
There are people that love Caddyshack, and I've tried to watch it. I'm just like,
It's just you have, I don't know. You have to appreciate it for the time where it was at and the comedy they were going for at the time. I mean, some of that. I mean, Bill Murray's the best parts of that, really. Other than that, it's kind of like, yeah. I mean, it's funny, but I think he has great parts in it. I don't know. I like that. I
Might
like
give
that
it
part of
another-
Caddyshack.
give it another look.
Yeah, I mean, just the stuff he does. Outside of that, it's it's good. I'm sure at the time, that's what I think. Like at the time, it was probably just hilarious, kind of like Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it's funny. Like I've always found that movie pretty funny, but it had to have been just kill yourself laughing when it came out.
Right.
I mean, that's how I see it. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm sure then that had to have just been outrageously funny because I still found it funny the first time I saw it.
Right.
And so I'm sure at that time it was just more than that. But yeah, no, great lists, great Christmas movies. I mean, other than like probably the Polar Express, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and the Santa Claus, it was really pretty good lists.
The Jim Carrey version.
I'm just kidding, man. Those are good. I do like actually.
I love the Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus, I could watch that. I've seen it. I feel like a million times. I could still watch it. I like maybe because I've seen it more recently is the newer animated Grinch. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
That one's pretty good. I do like the animated ones more than the Jim Carrey one.
Well,
I
I
don't
think
know. It's a
I think
personal
lot of
thing.
it- a lot of it for me, like the older animated version.
I like the live action stuff a lot more usually.
All right, take it easy, man. All right, we get it. you don't got to get pissed. It's just No, I'm just kidding, man. But yeah, I mean,
Am I in? Am I good? Can you see?
yeah,
me?
you're good. You're
Yeah,
in and
you're
you're good.
Okay.
We did lose you
freezing
for
a lot.
second there. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll tell you what, man. I mean, there's one thing the Grinch didn't steal. And that's this week. And that's this edition of Dean's Conspiracy Theory of the Week.
Yes. So this one is hopefully I can make it all the way through it. It's very recent. I don't have like a ton of stuff on it. But this one just happened just like a few days ago. I don't know if you guys about those the drones that flew over New Jersey recently, just a couple of days ago, that I guess they looked like orbs or whatever. They didn't even really look like a drone or whatever, but like that's what everybody's been saying, that, you know, or not everybody, but just like what the media and stuff has been saying, you know, they're drones and all this stuff. Obviously, with even to a point now to where even Trump is like weighed in and said, you know, for the authorities to shoot them down if they see them, because apparently it's just a big mystery where these things are coming from. But obviously there's a lot of theories that go along with that. I mean, there's no set in stone theory because nobody knows where they came from or who's sending them out. I mean, they don't know, right? Like, like they know probably, but obviously a lot of theories going around with this. Obviously with the obvious one, that isn't, that they aren't drones, surveying us or preparing for some sort of attack type of thing. I've seen some videos where, I guess now, I didn't know this, but I guess now like drones can they can be submerged in water. I guess they have drones that can come out of the water now. And I mean, I guess people have seen them come out of water. I don't know about these ones specifically, but just in general. So if you think about it, like, you know, next to, you know, pretty close to the ocean over on that side. So it wouldn't be crazy for something like that to happen. I mean, that could be our, you know, world technology, you know, but a lot of people obviously are saying like, you know, aliens, this is the theory. Then the other one is where people believe that the government has sent these drones out and aren't telling us why they're using them. Obviously they'd be using it to like survey us, security, you know what I mean? Just see what people are doing. I did see a clip of a former CEO of like I can't remember, it was like a informant aircraft type of thing. I can't remember. All I remember is his last name, which was Ferguson. I guess he has a TikTok explaining a lot of this. It's got like 1.5 million views type of thing. Like if you're that curious, definitely, I'm assuming you could probably look up Ferguson and drones and you'd probably stumble across it. If you want more info on what he thinks, but part of what he was saying was that the only reason like a drone would be going out at night is pretty much just to survey people, to watch people and or find somebody type of thing. Possibly look for like radioactive waste that was apparently lost from a shipment, supposedly while it was traveling. Some leaked out, and so what a lot of like government is saying is that drones were just used to survey and look for this radio that just so happened to spill, and they didn't say anything to anybody. You know what I mean? Hope my internet's doing okay. And the drones are just trying to detect Am I still okay? But and then also the third possibility or theory with this is, you know, both of what I've said before apply to like if another country if it's like, you know, say, you know, I guess a lot of people say that like we're really close to being at war with China or whatever. You know, them like possibility. I mean, even with, you know, Trump coming out and saying shoot them down, it's like it could be from another country. I mean, it is just Trump saying this stuff, but you don't know. And apparently nobody does. And it could be somebody, you know, different countries surveying the land, trying to find weak points. I would assume if you're going to find a weak point, especially in like America or really anywhere in the world for the most part, is like a power plant, like a main power plant that would pretty much shut us down. Because if we all lost, if electricity was just gone like that, even for like a week or whatever, the world would shut, or not the world, at least the United States would shut down. You know what I'm saying? There'd be a lot of people wouldn't know what to do. A lot of businesses wouldn't know what, you know what I'm saying? Just different stuff like that. So, which in my opinion is probably the most I mean, and then there's also the thought of it could just be, I mean, these are some pretty intense drones, but it could just be somebody that flies drones. You don't know that. That's probably the least likely because these are some pretty high tech,
Yeah.
some pretty high tech drones, but you never know, you know? But yeah, so that is that one that's just been happening literally within the last few days. So I thought I'd bring it up in a current event type of scenario. What do you guys think?
I think the drones looking for the radioactive stuff or them spying on is more believable than Joe Schmo throwing up a drone and
Oh, for sure.
"Hey,
That's the
check this
least
out, guys."
believable for sure. But that's not it's a possibility. It's not impossible.
Well, it's more. I mean, and another thing with that is it's more than one drone. You know, they found multiple drones. Yeah, man, crazy stuff, crazy time.
I would say
Absolutely.
there's no way it's not our drones, like our own
Yeah.
government drones. So if it was another country hanging out, that many drones, there's no way we'd let that fly.
Right.
And there's no way that they have done something about it. So, like, I'm convinced that they're our own. And then I think at some point, when it became a popular thing, there probably are a few here and there that are just Joe Schmo drones. Because they're like, well, I'm gonna throw my, I'm gonna throw mine up there, be heard. I mean, just to do it,
Yeah.
or freak people out. I'm sure some of the sightings now have been, the random singular or couple or people who are doing it on their own, and people recorded it saying, "See, there's more drones out,"
Right. Yeah.
that kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, that's got to be our own stuff. I mean, like you're saying, Trump kind of alluded to it. Like he knows what's going on. He just can't say because it's not his place to say. But he's like, he kind of said this. He was like, well, they know what's going on. And if it was enemy drones, we'd be shooting them from the sky.
Right.
Which I 100% believe. We wouldn't let the Chinese post 100 drones on our shores to check for weaknesses and not do anything.
For sure.
Right.
I mean, there's just no. I can't imagine. I mean, maybe, but I can't imagine that we're letting that happen. Dean, I'd been meaning to ask you, and I thought about bringing it up earlier. Was I saw some theory because the alien stuff is huge right now.
What are they gonna say about pandas?
No,
Yes.
I don't got any panda info.
One locked
But like
in the chamber, my man.
it almost makes sense to
You got
me.
that panda bullet.
Yeah. That this guy was saying the theory was like the aliens have kind of waited till now. So maybe you've said this before that they're waiting till now because like we wouldn't have been able to comprehend before. Like they're waiting till the time where we could comprehend like their ships and outer space travel and not be incredibly freaked out by it, kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, because if that happened in like the 50s or 20s or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Which it did, because they did find ships. That's what a lot of our technology they say. A lot of our technology advanced so quickly because ships that they found and reverse I don't remember the
reverse engineered
technology or it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No.
that's a really good point. Makes sense too, because now, like, with all the information that we all have now, too, you know what I'm saying? Like back then, it was a complete myth that an alien would exist. You know, like, oh, you believe in alien, you know what I mean? You were just crazy.
Yeah.
Now it's like it's more common for people to be like, oh, dude, aliens exist. You know, you're rarely
Well-
gonna find that doesn't believe that they are real now. You know what I mean?
I mean, we know enough now.
Right.
That's the thing. It's like, yeah, maybe we haven't, like, the majority of us haven't seen an alien, but
Right.
I don't know. Like, we've talked about it, you know, and thousands of stoners have talked about it over the years. It's like,
Right. Yeah.
the
There's
universe
a car
is
that
huge
runs on water,
and-
man.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the universe is huge. How could there not be? You know. So, yeah, I know. I thought that was interesting. I'm like, that kind of makes sense. Like, if they came up now, it's kind of
Yeah.
like, okay, well,
Yeah, it
are you
does.
gonna like enslave us, kind of thing? Like, if you're not gonna do that, then like, okay, that's cool. Like, we could,
Right.
I don't know what your purpose is here. We're here because that's just where we're at.
Right. Yeah.
You know, we're not
All we can really do is just hope when it does happen that they're not here to just
eliminate
make
us.
us go extinct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's
For
that's
sure.
all we can hope for, because their technology is going to be more advanced regardless. So
For
Like,
sure.
what are
And
we
I
gonna
think
do,
the
shoot a
sooner
missile at 'em?
people, yeah, a missile. Where's that gonna
Yeah.
go?
Right. Yeah.
Where they could
exactly.
just just
Yeah,
they'll be there.
Probably
then
just
they
use a laser.
Yeah, and then they could just go, and then our own missile would hit somewhere on Earth. You know, I mean, just like what are you gonna do to them? It's a monkey
100%.
throwing bananas, and you're holding a rifle.
Or a rock thrown it at a train, you know.
Yeah, exactly. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You think you're doing something? I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was curious. I couldn't remember if you'd brought that up before. But it
Maybe-
had come across me.
Maybe in like I brought it up. But
Yeah.
No, I completely agree with that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you agree with that? There's a lot of things people agree with. The one thing that everybody agrees with is having a little fun. With Wacky Bill during Bill's Balls Games.
Well, in the spirit of Christmas, guys, we are going to do Christmas trivia questions this week. Let's go. I don't know if you just want to take turns and
Sure.
each one. Okay. We can go first 1 to 5 again. That's fine. So these are fairly easy, so this should go pretty quickly. Who won last time?
I did, for sure. No question. It was actually a blowout.
First or second?
I'll go first.
Okay, yeah, it looks like you're going first. All right, Eddie, you're going to go first. Question 1. Which popular Christmas beverage is also called milk punch?
Eggnog.
That is correct. It's 1-0.
Yes, sir.
Dean, you're up.
Dean don't know that nog.
I do love eggnog, but I wouldn't
It
have
is
guessed that.
good.
I don't know what it would have been.
Really?
Where was baby Jesus born?
Bethlehem?
That is correct. It is 1-1.
I thought you were going to be like a manger, dummy. Oh,
Eddie, the movie Miracle on 34th Street is based on a real life department store. What is it?
Macy's?
That is correct. That's 2-1, Eddie. Dean,
No idea.
you are up.
Dang. He should have gave Dean that one.
Dean, what did the other reindeer not let Rudolph do because of his shiny red nose?
Did they I see Eddie's face played in reindeer games,
That's right.
right?
That's correct.
Monopoly. That's what we used to do.
2-2. Eddie, what are the two most popular names for Santa Claus?
Saint Nick and Kris Kringle.
You are correct.
Wow.
3-2,
He's
Eddie.
like, Dean. He's like, Dean, how many
Dean.
sugar cubes do I like in my
What?
coffee?
Yeah. What word comes before claws?
Is it Frosty the?
Dean, you're down 3-2. What words follow Silent Night in the song?
Is it Holy Night?
It's got to be a joke. This got to be a joke, right?
You will never win again.
Who's the leading
He's
actor
just-
in Citizen Kane?
Okay.
What
Jeez,
characters
Louise.
featured on the Coca-Cola bottle?
Dean, who's the lead
3-3.
actor in Elf?
Eddie, you're up 3-3.
Yeah. Okay.
Which country started the tradition of putting up a Christmas tree?
This got to be a joke. Germany.
That is correct.
Yeah.
That would have been my guess.
4-3. 4-3, Eddie. Dean, what are you supposed to do when you find yourself under the mistletoe?
He's like yanking again.
I have a missile over my bed.
He hasn't missed that in years.
I wake up. Oh goodness! It's a mistletoe.
It's still there.
It's still there. I'm gonna go ahead and say kiss under the mistletoe.
That is correct. It's 4-4.
Yes. Yes.
Oh man.
That's
Oh.
funny.
All right.
I wasn't a part of that. Just so you know, this is new to me.
Yeah, I understand.
Oh man.
All right. You want to try to win by 2 or first to 5? Okay.
Whatever.
Oh man.
What is the national?
What was the real
Christmas
name?
title?
What was the real name of the character Tim Allen plays in the Santa Claus?
Oh. Scott Kane?
Oh, that is incorrect. It was Scott Calvin.
Calvin.
Dean for the win.
What do you open under a Christmas tree?
It's Spanish.
Dude, I was so close. Oh man. I haven't seen the Santa Claus in at least a year.
Oh my gosh.
Would you have gotten that, Dean?
There's no
Without having
I don't know if I
had
would
it
have gotten at least three of your questions. I definitely would have gotten.
Oh,
Oh, my
okay.
goodness.
I'll give Dean here. All right.
No, give.
Oh no,
give whatever
Feliz
you wanted to
Navidad.
give him,
Feliz
man.
Navidad. Wait.
How did you know?
This is all I got. This is all I have.
Merry Christmas, Dean. You win.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, dude, what the hell?
Oh man. Oh
This
goodness.
is the most
Christmas.
fixed game of Bills balls games I've ever seen in my life.
I thought
Oh
it was
my
pretty
gosh.
fair. We asked the same amount of questions. I don't know.
A clear winner,
They're all pretty difficult.
5-4.
Oh goodness. Dean,
Well-
I honestly, Dean had no idea I was doing that. I
I
saw
know he
really
did. I
questions.
didn't think he did. I
saw all these questions. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get him.
and it was Scott Calvin that got me. That's the one, dude. I mean,
Oh, Merry Christmas, you dirty animal.
Home Alone 2 lost to New York right there.
Oh man, that's fun.
Another terrible game for Bills Falls games. That was fun. Oh, guys. Another great episode. Folks, who's out there listening, make sure to let us know what you thought during our big three, what Christmas movies we left off our list and what you would have put on there. Of course, what you thought during Dean's conspiracy theory of the week. And what you scored during Bill's rigged balls games. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you next week on Wake Up with the Sleeper Boys podcast. Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
America.
Here we go.
Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah.
We could have
You want to get all of them in there, Bill? Kwanzaa too?
Kwanzaa. Happy Kwanzaa.
Is there? There's got to be more.
Here we go.
Here we go.